One last day to go before most of the voting is over in those crucial U.S. Senate races. And I say most because more than one state, including Georgia, is still close enough that it looks like we could see a runoff, postponing the outcome of the final tally of seats lost or gained in the upper chamber until next year. With us now for a closer look is Newsmax TV's John Bachman. John?
Well, Steve, we've talked about the polls. Now we're going to take a look at some math modeling. It was never my strong suit, so that's why we're going to leave this one up to the experts. So right now, let's take a look at 3 election models that proved to be pretty accurate in the run-up to the 2012 presidential election. This time, we'll look at these Senate races, and we'll start with Nate Silver's 538.com. The math wizards there are giving the GOP a 74% chance of taking majority control of the Senate. Democrats only have a 26% chance of retaining control. But check out what those same models show in Arkansas, for instance. Congressman Tom Cotton has a 95% chance of winning against current Democrat, the incumbent Mark Pryor there. Cotton, at this point, looks like he is winning this one going away against his opponent. Also in Kentucky, Mitch McConnell has a 97% chance of winning over the challenger Allison Grimes there. This is another clear-cut case of momentum being in favor of Republicans in the bluegrass state. So what do those 2 states tell us about what the makeup of the Senate could be? For that, we turn to the Washington Post Election Lab. They have the GOP holding 53 of the 100 U.S. Senate seats after the midterms. Democrats would hold 44 seats. There could also be 3 independents, with Greg Orman in Kansas winning. That's likely what's going to take place there. Also, it's key to note here that Washington Post has pretty much all of those swing states decided, the exception being Georgia, 67% chance that it will go to David Perdue, still leaning in favor of the Republican Party. Finally, let's take a look at the New York Times modeling. They're giving the GOP a 70% chance of winning back control of the Senate compared to the Democrats, who only have a 30% chance of retaining control. One race we'll take a look at with this model here, that's out in Colorado. The New York Times is giving Cory Gardner an 84% chance of winning his race against Mark Udall. Also in Louisiana, the Gray Ladies election team says there's an 84% chance that Congressman Bill Cassidy will beat the incumbent Senator Mary Landrieu. So combine all that together, it looks like the GOP at this point, according to these models here, will pick up 8 new seats in the Senate. That would be the most since 1980, when Republicans took 12 seats from the Democrats. 9 incumbents lost in the general election, 3 lost in the primaries, and were badly wounded, the new nominees, by the time they got to the general election back in 1980. So a huge wave back in 1980. We could be seeing another similar huge wave, not quite as big, but still 8 seats pick up from the GOP.
1980, of course, we were just coming off of Jimmy Carter, and you know, it's not surprising to me. It will be surprising if things go any other way than the way you just laid them out. I thank you for your great report, sir. We'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, we'll talk to you tomorrow, Steve.
Yeah, all right, John Bachman, ladies and gentlemen, and we will have extended election night coverage starting with moi, that would be me, right after, well, an hour after the Steve Malzberg show ends. So tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, countdown to the midterms. My show will even have a name. And we'll kick it off from 7 to 8 and then throw it down to our Florida headquarters, John and everyone else down there, Ed and the congressman, and great guests, great panelists. And I'll have my own panelists up here, including Stephen Moore of the Heritage Foundation and the Wall Street Journal, the chief economist over at Heritage. And we'll keep you up to date on everything that's going on. But of course, you know, everything John said in his great report is absolutely true, but it all comes down to turnout. It all comes down to turnout. How successful will these outrageous flyers that are being distributed all over the country by the Democrats to try to scare black voters and intimidate black voters into voting, how effective will that be? I don't think it's going to work. I think black voters are very dissatisfied with Obama, I won't say for the most part, because I don't think it's a majority, but I think there's a severe drop-off, as there is a drop-off with millennials, as there is a drop-off with Hispanics, when it comes to the support that the Democrats have and that Obama has, even from 2012, let alone from 2008. So turnout. You know, when you buy property, it's location, location, location. Turnout. And we're going to turn back and turn out with Gimme 5 next.